This is Tim Marshall, and welcome to R&B Showcase Live. We got a great show for you today. We're into our second season, and we're going to stick with our theme of health and fitness. Our special guest coming back for part 2 of his interview is athletic trainer and youth mentor Ernest Yegha. Now, he worked with Joel Embiid. They had the same coach, and they trained for basketball back in Cameroon. He'll be sharing his experiences, plus giving us some health tips. And sticking with our health and wellness theme, I got a special recipe for soul-seared chicken. Gonna be cooking in the kitchen, plus some special guests and all of your favorite music on this edition of R&B Showcase Live.
Hi, I'm Jesse Peck of the Legendary Spinners, and you're watching R&B Showcase Live with Tim Marshall.
Hi, this is Tim Marshall, R&B Showcase Live. Our next guest, he's an athlete, he's a mentor, he's an educator, he's a coach. He's going to talk about nutrition. He's going to talk about the game of basketball, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome Ernest Yegha to the show.
Hey, Mr. Marshall.
How you doing, Ernest?
I'm doing pretty well.
Welcome to R&B Showcase Live. It's great having you here with us here today. And we're going to talk about the game of basketball. We're going to talk about your involvement. We're going to talk about your connection with the Philadelphia 76ers. You have a connection with some of the players on the team, and you have a whole history. Then we're going to talk about your coaching and mentoring and all the things that you're doing. But again, welcome to the show. What are some of your achievements that you've done in basketball?
Talking about achievements, I would say that, as you can see right now,
You got
when I have something like this going on, I always make sure that I bring them along.
Right, of
so
course.
I actually had 4 golden medals.
Now, what are these for now? What specifically are those medals for?
So these medals come from college basketball.
Okay, what college you go to?
I went to the University of Yaoundé.
Okay, and where's that?
It's based in Cameroon, in the capital city of Cameroon.
Okay.
Yaoundé. That's where I grew up. So I have 4. I actually have 3 right now. 3 medals right now. But there were 4 in numbers. I just lost 1. Yeah.
Okay.
So these are my 4 golden medals from college basketball. And it's not just college basketball, but in 2010, I was selected for the national team. Okay. In Cameroon. Yeah.
Now you coached in the basketball league, didn't you? What's the league you coached in?
Can you say that again?
NCAA or something. What league did you coach?
What league did I coach?
AAU or something? Was it AAU?
So when I moved to New Jersey, I happened to meet a good friend of mine, and he introduced me to this kid. They all play AAU basketball, and he wanted me to help, coach the team as an assistant coach. And I was able to do a pretty good job with the kids. And we went down to Virginia, and we won the championship that was organized down there.
Okay. Very good. Now I'm going to ask you about some players, because I like my program, like my 76ers on. And LeBron is one of my favorites. But let's talk about Ben Simmons. What are your thoughts on Ben Simmons?
Well, Ben Simmons, I want to be honest. All right, Ben Simmons he's a rookie, and as a rookie player, you honestly cannot ask for more than what he's doing right now. So this is just his first year, and he is being compared to what's his name, Magic Johnson.
Okay, Magic.
Yeah, he is anything close to Magic Johnson. He might not be a great shooter, but he makes everybody around him better. And I think that's something, incredible. Yeah.
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving, he happens to be one of my the best guards in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I know he moved he left the Cavs to Boston, and
doesn't that make the league great though? Like each
actually,
team is strong.
the equation has to be balanced, because you can't have all the best players in just one team. So I think his move to Boston, it's a positive thing for the league. And that's what makes the game interesting. Yeah, and I believe that with Kyrie, playing for the Boston, they're gonna do some good things. Yeah, they're gonna do some good things.
How about Steph Curry?
Stephen Curry is, I would say, he's a magician.
Yeah, all right.
I want to be honest.
Okay.
I love the Golden State not because they're winning championship. It's because of what Stephen Curry, and not just him, but what's his name? Draymond Green.
Klay Thompson.
A combination of all these good players. I think Stephen Curry has been able to raise the level of all these players around him. So I give him a lot of credit for that.
It's all about raising levels of all the players around. We got to talk about King LeBron James.
Oh, King LeBron.
Tell me about it. Your thoughts.
Honestly, I used to hate LeBron.
Okay, that's a strong word.
I used to hate him.
Okay.
I want to be honest. I mean, right there from my heart. I used to hate LeBron.
Okay.
But you know what? I fell in love with LeBron because, I had no choice. That guy has been amazing since he got into the league.
What he brings to the game. Man.
Absolutely. And I know he has a lot of critiques going on, but when you look at the numbers, and he's not even done yet.
No.
LeBron has 5 more years in the league. Can you imagine what he's gonna do? So I think LeBron, it's anything close to Michael Jordan.
And how about, gotta talk about your boy, Joel Embiid. Your thoughts on Joel?
Let me tell you something about Joel Embiid. The first time Joel Embiid walked into my neighborhood, I saw this tall kid, almost walking with his knees, touching each other. He wasn't straight upright. So, but I met Joel Embiid when he was only 16 years old.
Okay.
I'm not his coach. I'm not his coach.
Okay.
I was just a big brother that was coached by his coach.
Okay.
So we both had the same coach.
All right.
Yeah. And he was able to improve in a space of 6 months in a very prolific way. So Joel Embiid had never played basketball. He used to play, I think, volleyball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he used to play volleyball. And when he came and was being coached by my coach, because we both came from the same basketball academy.
Okay.
Yeah, and we did some good stuff together, because what happened is Joel Embiid would practice with the team, and then he would just hang around the neighborhood, just doing nothing. And whenever he sees me coming back from practice or from school or from work, he's gonna be like, "Hey, big brother, can you teach me how to shoot?" And I was looking this skinny kid, I don't know, I think I have some images I can show you about Joel Embiid. He was really this, skinny
little guy.
Yeah, little guy. And I would look at him.
He's not a little guy anymore, though.
He's not that little guy anymore. So I would just look at him like, okay, this is what you do. Because he would come see me like, "Hey, big brother, can you teach me how to shoot the ball? I want to be a better shooter."
Okay.
And I would give him that time, teach him how to shoot. And it's not just him. He was just one of the kids among all the kids in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Okay.
So right now, honestly, I knew he was gonna be good one day. But what he's doing right now, he's a monster.
Incredible.
He's a monster.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be that for years to come in this league.
Yep.
So, what words of advice will you give to youth that want to play basketball, get into the NBA, or just be part of this?
So when I got here, I realized that most of the kids who want to play the game, it's not like I'm trying to say something bad about them, but most of the kids, when they try to learn the game, they think that they're good already. They don't want to learn the game the right way. So when I started coaching this AAU basketball team, everybody in the team was trying to be you know, the man, Michael Jordan, or the MVP or something like that. I'm like, no. The only reason why you have a basketball, you know, shaped like this, you know, with the stripes on it, is because we gotta share it. You know, when you share the ball, you play better basketball. So that's what I was trying to teach the kids. Yeah, and we were able to win championships during the summer because, you know, we had a different plays in place. You know, the kids will understand each other. There was that chemistry because they actually knew how to share the ball. They learned how to share the ball, and that's what matters in basketball. Yeah.
All right. So if folks want to get in touch with you and be part of your program, how can they reach out to you?
I think Facebook is pretty, you know, famous, and I can also leave my number is 606-802-9199, and also through my email Ernest@yahoo.com. It's just my name.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. Sounds very good. And if folks want to reach you, they can just reach out to you on Facebook.
Yeah, you can reach out to me on Facebook. Ernest Yegha.
Punch it on in there and you'll get a hold of them.
I know people find Yegha a little bit complicated because it's an African name.
How you spell that now?
But let me tell you, it's Yegha.
Okay.
So Yegha is like the easiest African name you will ever have to deal with.
Now, what you said? What part of Africa you say you were from? Nigeria?
Yeah, I come from Cameroon. Cameroon is in it's in Central Africa, a little bit, you know, to the west coast. It's right next to Nigeria. We share the same boundary, and it's a very interesting country. Like Cameroon is a combination of the word, you know, put together.
Right.
If you want to live in the city, you know, you will live in the city, just like in New Jersey.
Okay.
And if you want to live in the jungle or in the forest, you will have fun with it, with the animals.
All right. Well, it's all part of it, right?
Yeah.
Ernest Yegha, man, I'm so happy you came out and we got this together. You're part of the show here today. You're a coach. You're a mentor. You're educated on all kind of great things, working with our youth. I appreciate what you do for our young and for our youth out
Thank
there.
you very much.
Because, you know, it's their world today, and you're helping to make it a better place for young people.
Thank you.
Thanks for being part of the show.
It was a pleasure, meeting
All right, and good to see you. And I'm Tim Marsh for R&B Showcase Live. Special guest Ernest Yegha, and want to thank for being part of the show. Introduce the band.
I know they're antsy to play over here, so I guess guys, give it up for the Dead Flowers, baby. They're ready to rock and roll. Yeah!
Tim Marshall for R&B Showcase Live. We got more good music coming at you right now.
These are the Temptations!
Tim Marshall for R&B Showcase Live. I'm going to stay with our theme of eating good and eating healthy and just making a great home-cooked meal. Now, this is also a low-sodium meal, and it's called soul-crested chicken. It is absolutely delicious. It's a light meal, and it's easy to fix, and you don't need a whole lot of pots and pans. So let's get started on it. First thing I like to do, and I like to put a little soul in everything. I like to have highly seasoned food, but I don't use salt for my seasoning. I'm going to use a little garlic. We're going to actually use some either some rosemary or some thyme, whatever type of herb you want to use. A little bit of parsley just to pretty it up. And then, of course, we got some different color peppers here. Some bell pepper, we got some yellow, we got green, we got red, and then we've got some onion, and we got some tomato and some garlic. And we're going to mix all that together. It's going to be absolutely delicious. But before we get started, of course, hygiene is optimal and important. So make sure you clean up, wash your hands real good. You can wear gloves if you need to. If you're making something for your significant other or just cooking for the family, make sure you clean up real well, because that is just as important as making healthy food and also eliminate some of the cross-contamination. Okay, so we're pretty good on that. Some people call them julienne strips. Other people just simply refer to it as just fajita type slices. We have our onion, we have a red pepper, we have yellow pepper, and then we have a little bit of green pepper. And we're just going to just take and just kind of slice this up a little bit like this. Looks pretty good. All right, and then we're going to simply put this inside of our bowl like this, mix it up, make sure the colors look nice and pretty, and that looks pretty good. All right, so right now we're going to continue with the rest of our meal. We're actually going to get started with our chicken. Now, this is more of a soul-seared chicken. It's absolutely delicious. As we mentioned, it is low on sodium and very healthy for you. Now, before we get started, we're going to get some of this parsley. We're actually going to use this. Is actually going to save some of this to decorate the plate with, and then we're going to use some to decorate our dish with. And it just does basically, it does have a flavor, but actually it's just here just to add a little color to our meal. So we're just going to kind of maybe just kind of like rock it out a little bit with this here, and maybe we can even kind of mix it up a little bit. As we mentioned, we'll just slide that right in here, and also that'll be something we'll use a little bit later on. We'll kind of clear the board a little bit. I always like to keep things kind of clean and neat, so just kind of rinse that off a little bit like that there, and just take this towel, nice clean towel, and dry that off. Okay, so we're good to go. Now we're going to start and get the main course, which is our chicken. So we're going to slide over here, and we're going to bring our chicken over, and then I have a little onion powder. We're going to be putting some onion in it, but sometimes I like to bring a little onion powder just to kind of bring out the flavor a little bit. And then we have some black pepper, which we're going to grind up on that. And then we have our chicken, of course. Now, our chicken is washed, deboned, and we're going to place it on the cutting board like this. And then we can actually take our chicken breasts. We're going to pound them out just a little bit, kind of just flatten them out a little bit, so kind of actually tastes a little better. The flavor is kind of flatten out our chicken breast and both sides of that. Looks pretty good. All right, we don't want to beat it to death, just kind of just pound it out a little bit. All right, looking pretty good. Now, we can also take the end of the chicken, all right, and we can just slice that there. Now, those peppers are actually smells delicious. Let me just check on those. They're cooking up pretty good over here. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to slide Miss Marilyn's tomato sauce over, and we're going to take this off the burner for just a second here while we prepare our chicken. All right, so hold that thought. We're going to come back with our chicken. All right, and we are going to take some of the now. You can use any type of herb you like. Now we have rosemary here, and we can take this rosemary, and we're going to just cut it a little bit and stick it right inside the chicken. and then take some of our garlic, stick the garlic inside. It's going to give it a nice flavor to it. As you mentioned, I have a little onion powder that we're going to put on both sides. Just a little dab will do you. All right, a little sprinkle. And then we're going to put some of this black pepper on both sides of our chicken. As you mentioned, this is a soul-seared chicken, and that is going to be the name of our recipe. Something very light, something very fast, something very quick, and as we mentioned, doesn't take a whole lot of dishes all over the place and not a whole lot of cleaning up after. All right, that's pretty good. That's just about ready for our pan. Now we'll go back and check on our pan. And I just want to make sure we want it to be just hot enough to sear in the juices. So we're actually gonna take the chicken, all right, and we're going to slide that right into the pan. Sounds good to me. And we're gonna put that in there. We're gonna let that just sear a little bit. Looks pretty good. Now, once you let that chicken sear on the outside, and it's going to give it a nice little golden brown color, then we can actually cover it and just turn the temperature down a little bit. This way you can cook the inside. So we're going to let it actually sear for about 5 minutes and then cook covered for about 15 minutes, and then that should come out and be absolutely delicious. So we're going to get right back to that, and we're going to let that sit, and we're going to come back in just a few minutes, and we're going to put together the rest of this meal. Tim Marshall, R&B Showcase Live. Tim Marshall for R&B Showcase Live, and now it is time for our main course. We have our soul seared chicken, and we're going to check on it. It's simmering very nicely. As we mentioned, we're going to finish it off with a little low salt butter. So we're just going to put a little bit of that in there, just a little bit, just to give a little extra flavor. Let that simmer down for just a second. Okay, it looks very nice. And then we have our peppers, our bell peppers. We have our orange, red, and green bell peppers. Looks very nice, very colorful, very aesthetic, has a nice looking appearance. And then of course the flavor is also very important. Looks very nice on the plate. You have it set. Now some folks like to have a little fresh fruit with theirs, and others may like to have a side salad with theirs. It's a very healthy meal, it's a very light meal. As we mentioned, it could be a meal that you have a luncheon for a date with your significant other, or it could be for a family dinner, or even just have a dinner party with some friends over at the house. It's very flavorful. We have a baked potato here. We also have some fresh broccoli. We have our fajita onions and peppers, and then we have our soul seared chicken. And then we serve it with a little bit of whatever beverage you like to have. Now we drink apple cider because I don't drink, and I try to live as healthy as I can, but it looks good in the glass. It tastes very good. Now for the taste test. Very good. I mean, like, absolutely delicious. There you have it. That's our recipe for soul seared chicken. I'm Tim Marshall for R&B Showcase Live.